Let's go, my friends. We have it here today, the top of the endless strawberry cake tower. Check that out. So excited. Trey 200. We got everything that you need to know to be successful here as the #1 free-to-play player, to break this thing down, take it home, and get through this round here. Trey 200 as we go after White Sugar Guardian Golem. Thank you for tuning in here today, as always, my friends, and I appreciate your support. Questions, comments along the way, do let me know, because I love to hear from you, and we love to see you in our amazing community and Discord server. Now, a couple things here. When it comes to Trade 200, we have a couple items here. First and foremost, as always, we do have our special conditions behind me here. Mint cookie level 70, skill level 70, cookie grade is 5-star. Bond Sugar Gnome Laboratory costume sets, guild level guild relics, landmark statue of heroic radiance, topping bonus effects don't matter. This one, the biscuits really do matter, my friends, and we're going to talk about that strategy here in a second. Now, as always, though, that gear counts and matters, particularly when it comes to these endless strawberry cake tower trays. Additionally, Sublime Cake Tower, all that stuff, so we'll talk about that. Additionally, here we have these two effects, debuff resist and fire type damage up 250%. We're going to heat it up. Now, a couple things on this. We got the White Sugar Guardian Golem, we got Shred, we got Ravage, we got Pounce, we got Magic Flash, and we have Sleep. Curls up and falls asleep to restore HP. Now, this thing is ridiculous. It constantly heals. It is a pain. It is a pain, and very difficult. So, a couple things here. When we talk about and take a look at our effects, place 5 fire cookies here times 5, attack 30% every 10 seconds. This here behind me is very, very important. I've tried to beat it without a fire team. Got close, we'll say. However, I was able to make it through the fire team. So let's break down that exact strategy. So first, what I did is, if you go to your skill elements here, you're going to take a look at all the fire cookies that you have. And generally, what I would say is you want to set things up so you have your maximum damage dealers plus the burn in terms of the stacks on the boss. Now, additionally here, you're going to need at least 1 healer. 2 healers is overkill. You're going to need at least 1 healer to keep the team alive. And in this case, what we did is we did use our friend right here, Nutmeg Tiger Cookie. So you can see the team that I ended up landing on right behind me here. This one is the one that absolutely worked wonders. Now, not just alone though. Again, those biscuits, those toppings, everything in there was super, super important, along with our treasure. So on our treasure side, we did go Old Pilgrims, Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch, and Dream Conductor's Whistle. Now, as we look at our cookies here, couple things. You can get Nutmeg and you can get our friend right here, Tart Titan, from the mileage shop. The other 3 I do recognize are can be difficult to get as a free-to-play player. Luckily for me, I've been able to get all of these cookies as a free-to-play player and through all the events. You can check those out here on the channel as always, because we got those guides to help you succeed there. And just like Stormbringer right now. Anyway, regardless though, a couple things getting back to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this gear. So here you can see what's going on. So here we got attack. We do end up going with our lovely, lovely, lovely legendary burning chewy biscuit. Now here is what's going to be most important on this one, the fire damage. I cannot stress enough how important this is and how much of a difference it made for me to get by. Literally 100 to 250,000 health, which helped get me through, and we'll show that as we're going through. Now, a couple things. Originally, when I went through, I just had Nutmeg Tiger at 10, I had this at 10, and then I have this at 20. So think about it at 40% fire damage. What I ended up doing, we'll come back through this, is we added and dumped and tweaked here. So we got 13, we'll call it 27 plus another 13, about 40, right? 27, 30, 40. Yep. Okay. 40. And here we got another 10, 15. We'll call another 15. So another 40, 80%. So we went like 3x what we had, and we dumped it into Pitaya and we dumped it into Tart Titan here in order to exceed. Now, everything else, you could definitely add more here, which is probably a great idea. We didn't really add much here. And then we didn't add more here. So if you want, there's a great opportunity to add more and allocate it a little bit differently. Now, like I said, I did make that investment here to make it happen. When I say investment, that means I spent some of my crystals. Yes, I did, because I have to. And those of you, you know, we got a bunch right there. Yes, almost 5 million. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You can check out all our guides on how to get these things. Now, let's go back to the team here because this is super important. Now, again, we added 80%. 80% fire damage, put it on Pitaya. You can add more here for sure. We added a ton here. You can add more here for sure. So we gave our, I'll call it our weaker damage dealers versus these two, right? Less fire damage than the other ones. So if you reallocate that, that can do a ton of wonders for you, okay? So very, very important there. Very, very important. I can't stress that enough. That allowed me to get by this and get over the hump. Now, again, taking advantage of 5 times plus 30% attack every 10 seconds is huge because everything just gets lifted, okay? So that is the team. Those are the tactics, the treasures, the toppings, the tarts, all the key biscuits gear to help you get by, and then that huge tweak on the fire. It makes an absolute difference here, particularly for the last several or last 50 floors, just because it is so hyper focused on elements, which is great. All right, so time to go to the battle. Great time to like and subscribe as well. If you got questions on that, let me know. 80% more, yes, that's right. 120% total all in on the fire damage. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see, we're gonna get tons and tons of burn going. This white sugar guardian golem, look at that, just heals. Just heals. And like I said, we can get down to that last 250, 100, and that was a huge challenge to get it down. So what I did is, like I said, I maximized on the damage of my cookies, what I had available, and then I rotated in on the burns up here, and then I rotated in that fire damage, an elemental boost to make it happen. Now, it pretty much is going to go down to the wire. When I've got through this, I have saved between 5 and 10 seconds. So we'll see. If not, at first you don't succeed, try again. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to see this red line here. Keep going. That's the idea. And essentially, once it gets to 0, that's KO White Sugar Guardian Golem. Look at this. We're slowly building. We got almost 30 seconds left. We're down to that 250, like I said, 200. It's moving in the right direction. There's that pop. We have to get this thing down. It's so close, my friends. Look at that. Awesome. It is such an incredible fight and so fun to be able to get by there. And I couldn't be more excited to give you today's guide and break that down for you because we eclipsed Try 200. That's right. We got through, my friends, with an absolutely fun team here today and strategy to help you clear Endless Strawberry Cake Tower, my friends, with fire cookies and take down the White Sugar Guardian Golem. And we showed it here. So once again, if you got any questions or comments about how to do this, let me know. We talked about the key tweaks on the team. We talked about how to rotate in that fire damage in order to get by. That boosted me 100 to 250k damage. Yes, makes a huge difference to slowly get that red all the way down to 0 and take this thing down. So with that, my friends, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. We'd love to see you in our amazing community as well. Additionally, thank you for your time and your support. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and the subs, and thank you so much to our members. We got affiliate links, swag, and merch, all great things to help support the channel here. You can also check out my website, those kinds of things. Don't forget my socials, @me, chat me, and stay connected. With that, my friends, we did it. Endless Strawberry Cake Tower Tray 200 has now ended for now. Until next time, keep on running.